This is my E46 330i, but it has a major issue. That engine blew up. So we're replacing it with a more reliable 2.8 litre. Come here, boy. So I'm using this 2.8 litre straight six to replace my 3 litre straight six. I'm down a litre, and of course I'm going to be down on power because of the loss of displacement. So you're probably thinking, why would I do that?
Well, it's better than the engines that came before and after it.
So what makes this better than its successor, the M54, and better than its predecessor, the M52?
Well, one reason is that the M52 only features variable valve timing, or VANOS, on the intake cam.
This is no ordinary M52 though. No, this is an M52 TU, or technical update, which means that it features the double VANOS system from the later BMW engines, which provides a more linear torque curve.
Well, of course it's better than the older engine, but how could it possibly be better than the newer M54?
A big problem with the M54, its oil compression ring isn't built as well, so that means you get increased oil burning at a lower mileage. These engines have a better designed oil control ring, which will mean that you will have primo oil consumption for as long as you can like. The steel cylinder liners of the M52 TU provide a better combustion chamber and a more reliable situation for where you have your little explosions that keep your car running. Not only that, but steel cylinder liners don't wear as quickly as other materials, like the materials you might find in the M54. It doesn't look like this right now though.
It looks like this. So I called in my mate Dan, who has a lot of experience with stripping, but not that type. And with that, the motor is stripped down of all its smelly old ancillaries and dirty old gaskets. Now I'll build it up and explain the importance of each component and how BMW made the M52 TU their most reliable engine.
To keep this thing a reliable beast, first off guys, 6 spark plugs for 6 cylinders. Your granny could do this job, it's dead easy. Then we're gonna fit the valve cover gasket. Remember to apply RTV at the corners here. Let's get it done. Now we're going to be throwing in the coil packs and putting on the exhaust manifold. So since this motor came out of an E39, we've had to swap the motor mounts to the E46 ones. They're a bit shorter and a bit smaller, and then we'll also throw on the aircon holder at the same time. Now the AC system, whose compressor is typically mounted right here and has a condenser towards the front of the car and lines that run to the cabin at the back of the car, is a very reliable setup. All hoses can be easily reached from the top of the engine bay in any model that the M52 came in, and if you have any problem with it, it's always quite easy to replace and refill. Let's get it installed. A replacement water pump in the newer BMWs can cost hundreds. Get a metal impeller one of these and they'll last forever.
After attaching the belt-operated pulley and the mechanical thermostat, it's time to install the famed oil filter housing gasket.
One of the most troublesome gaskets on these motors is the oil filter housing gasket. When it's in the car, it's closer to a half hour to an hour long job, but once it's out, super easy. Just throw a new one on and on it goes. Since this sucker's pushing a few more ponies than Jennifer's little Hyundai gets, it's important to stay on top of recommended service intervals. For us, that means changing the oils every 7,500 kilometers. Let's get the sump installed. Something that you're going to love about these motors is its mechanically operated hydraulic steering system. These things provide an incredible road feel. There's absolutely no electronic dampening here. Your little fleshy nubs wrapped around that steering wheel are going to feel every inch of the tarmac as you glide towards a tree at 150 kilometers an hour. So we've got the motor off of the stand, it's on a crane now. We're just about to crane it into the engine, but there's a few things we need to install first. One of those is the rear main seal. Super difficult to do once it's in the car, but now that it's out, easy job. Let's throw it on.
With the rear main seal installed, this M52 TU B28 will go for many more hundreds of thousands of kilometers.
I cannot recommend this motor enough, guys. If you're looking to do an engine swap on your car, whether it go keep it naturally aspirated or go boosted, the 2.8 litre M52 TU B28 is an absolute legend. However, they do have a slight rarity problem. You're not going to find these bad boys just lying around. What's that over there?
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Okay, well, yeah. It actually...
That's actually fairly convincing. Okay, yeah.
Am I good to go?
Yeah, don't do the swimmy shit. I'll put that at the end.
Bro's not escaping the orders. Wait. Just,
Yeah, no,
This is my
just go
BMW.
under and just keep speaking.
get under and keep. This is my BMW E46 330. I think it's important to mention it's a 3 litre. And then mention, but these engines, you know, as great as they are, they're pretty hard to find. You don't just find one.
You're not gonna find one of these bad boys just lying around.
That was good. You're not just gonna stumble into one of these.